Today, guys, we're going to be taking a look at the best controller settings here in Black Ops 6 after the Season 2 update. Now, if you're having any trouble with your accuracy, not winning gunfights, not getting as many kills, and if you're just trying to improve overall, these are going to be the settings you need to copy down. So if you guys are new and find this video help you out in any way, make sure that like button, subscribe to the channel with notifications on, and let's get into it. Now, maybe you're new to the channel, maybe you're new to this video, you don't know if you can trust my builds, my settings, my top 5s. These are my stats as of right now here after the day of Season 2 just dropped. We have almost a 4.5 KD, almost 80,000 eliminations. Highest kill game so far is 198. Highest kill streak without dying is 107. Slowly working up to that 2 win-loss. I really don't care about winning or anything like that, as long as I'm dropping high kill games. Average kills of games is 60, and I have about 1,300 games played, and we have 7 days played in the game. I'm telling you, you can trust my settings, you can trust my builds and everything. And also, another big help is what I use. I do use the PlayStation Edge controller, very good controller, and I'm also using Control Freaks on my moving and also on my aiming. I use the Modern Warfare 2 green. This is my favorite color, green. I've been using it for about 3 years now, 2 years, and it's definitely helped my aim out. I'm telling you, go buy you some. That'll be in the description and the comments. Go use my code Paradox to save you some money. So now getting into my settings here, we are going to start with our controller settings here, of course, and we have our button layout and stick layout. With my controller, I do have the paddles on the back here, so I can, I can jump with this paddle right here, and I'm gonna slide and dive with this paddle. So I never have to take my thumbs off my analog sticks. To, of course, I have to reload or sometimes, but I'm just keeping my fingers here so I don't have to move my thumb over to X or circle. So it is gonna help me a little bit in those gunfights and everything, just, having that advantage on some people. Now, for my horizontal and vertical stick sensitivity here, I did move it up to 1.65. You can keep it at 1.60 if you want to. I just made it a little bit faster. I like it. I like the fast looking around and everything. If I need to, I can turn around real quick and turn on someone. Just being able to do that can save you in a ton of different gunfights. So moving this up a little bit is going to help just looking around a little bit faster, snapping onto your targets a bit faster and everything. So 1.65, 1.60. You can change it to either or. These are really good. If you don't have the time or need help leveling up your weapons or unlocking camos, make sure to go check out Bro Modding. They offer services such as maxing out all your weapons and even unlocking dark matter. They have a 5-star review on Trustpilot for fast, cheap, and reliable services on all platforms, and you can go use code Paradox for 10% off on your next order. Now, for my vibration on my controller, we do want to turn this off. Some controllers, you can get them custom made not to have the vibrators in them, but most of the time, they are going to have the vibrators in them. But we want to have this off, and like I've said in plenty of my videos here, small things in this game can make you a better player, a worse player, make you win more gunfights, make you lose more gunfights, and vibration in this game definitely does one of those things. Turning this off, you might have to get used to it, but once you get used to it, any gunfight you get into, your controller's not spazzing, it's not going to make you miss your shots, it's not going to throw your aim off, so definitely turn this off. It might take some time to get used to, maybe an hour, maybe a few games, but I do suggest you turn this off. Now, for my inputs for my dead zones, nothing crazy has changed here. My left stick minimum and maximum input is at 1 and 60. You want your left stick to be very sensitive when it comes to moving. Movement in this game is very important, so you do want it to be as sensitive as possible. I wouldn't go any lower than 60. I think 60 is the best one that you can go here. So when you start moving your analog stick, as soon as you start moving it, it's going to activate a movement. So we just want it to be super sensitive. Now, for my right stick and minimum and maximum input, we have this the same at 2 and 99. You don't want to change anything here. I just feel like you don't want to change anything, so just keep it at 2, keep it at 99. Minimum input is going to make it more sensitive for your aiming and everything. You don't want to drop it down to 1 or 0 because you're going to start getting that aim drift, and we don't want that, so just keep it at 2 and 99. And for our dead zones, for our L2 and R2 button, we want to have these at 0, 0, so we want our triggers to be very sensitive when it comes to aiming and shooting our weapons, so that is going to help out a lot in those gunfights. Now, going over here to our aiming settings here next, we have our sensitivity multiplier, which I actually dropped these down by 0.5 as well. My sensitivity multiplier is at 0.70 now. Same with my multiplier when focused. I really think, after this update, they did make it faster when aimed down sight sensitivity, so you need to slower this down a little bit if you need help more tracking your targets, and especially in those gunfights, just moving with the target if they're moving, using an Omni movement or anything, your target aim assist is going to help out a lot with this as well. So snapping onto your targets, looking around, tracking a target, it is going to be small. It's going to be slower, but it's going to be better, if that makes sense. So we're going to put this at 0.70. You are going to see a crazy change in your aim once you copy these things down. Now for my aiming advanced settings here, we have our ADS sensitivity, transition timing. Put this on instant. If someone's telling you to use gradual or after zoom, do not listen to them. I'm sure if you've seen my gameplays, you've seen how my aim is. Any gunfight I get into, if it's up close, if it's medium range or long range, I am hitting my shots, and this is the most important thing. Instant is going to, as soon as you aim down sights, it is going to change your ADS sensitivity multiplier from 1.00 instantly down to 0.70. Gradual, it is going to be starting at 1.00, and by the time you get to that gunfight and get out of that gunfight, with the time the kills being so fast in this game, you're not going to change that sensitivity multiplier to 0.70, so do not put it at gradual. And after zoom, you don't want it to be fully zoomed in and then it changed to that ADS sensitivity multiplier, so you don't want that. Put this on instant. Now for my aim response curve type, I'm telling you, put this on linear. Linear is the new best curve type that you need to use here. And also for the slope scale, I dropped this down to 0.80, so your aim is definitely going to be on point. I'm telling you, after you watch this video, there should be no excuses on missing your shots. My last video, a lot of you have been saying that your aim got better, you got better. These settings are going to make you even better, so make sure to drop this down to 0.80. Now, we had target aim assist on. Yes, we are using a controller. If you are using a controller on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, it does not matter. Make sure you have target aim assist on. Sometimes after updates, especially big updates like the season updates, they can turn settings off, so make sure to go in your settings and make sure you have target aim assist on. This is very important. This will make you an extremely bad player. When you have this off, it would even make me a bad player. I'm not going to lie. But as soon as we turn this on, it can make a lot of your aim a lot better. It can make you win more gunfights, and it can make you a god tier player. Target aim assist is very important when you're on controllers, so make sure to have this on. Very, very important. Now, for our movement settings here, we have our sprint assist. We want to have on tactical sprint assist, 0 on the delay, and we want to have sideways and backwards sprint assist on. This is going to help run backwards and, sideways and everything for those omni movements, and just, some plays you just got to run backwards or move and run sideways and everything, so that is going to help. Now, for my corner slicing, we do want to have this on. I've talked about this a little bit in my last settings videos, and I've also talked about this in gameplays and everything. When you're in a corner and it looks like you're looking over, you only see that. When someone on the other side is near you, it doesn't look like you're leaning over that corner. So it's absolutely free kill cheese. A lot of people say that in the competitive scene. This setting is really cool. I like this setting. Since it's been in COD, I've actually loved this setting. It can help you get easy kills. I mean, just some of the easiest kills. I mean, it's absolutely insane. Now, for my movement behavior, I went with tap to dive. A lot of people get freaked out about this. I like to dive a lot in my gunfights. Sliding is cool. Everyone slides, but the Omni movement in this game, if you can master Omni movement, it can make you just such a great player. Just getting used to diving and using that Omni movement can make you win more gunfights. It can help you get higher kill games, easy kill streaks and everything. Tap to dive, once you master that Omni movement, perfect. I use tap to dive. I love the Omni movement, and I just kind of feel like Max Payne out there. I'm not gonna lie. Now, sprint assist, sprint restore, we want to have on. Slide, maintain sprint, we want to have this on. And from our movement settings, the only thing I want you to do here is just put this on tactical sprint activation. You want to put it on single tap sprint. All this is going to do is once you move up on your controller, you tap down once, you're going to start a tactical sprint, which if you see my gameplay, you always know I'm running marathons in these games. Like, I'm running, being super aggressive with the tactical sprint. So we want to have that tactical sprint activation on single tap sprint. And there's nothing that we need to change in our combat settings. Now, for my graphic settings, I don't change anything with my brightness or gamma. I just keep this at 50%. Echo mode preset, we want to have this off. I don't change anything with this. My quality, we want to have motion blur on our weapon in world. We want to have this off. Depth of field, we want to have this off. We do not want our game looking blurry, all nasty looking or anything, so make sure to have these off. Fidelity cast, we want to have this on. The strength of the fidelity cast, we want to have it at 70. If you go any higher than 70, the game's going to start looking too grainy, so we don't want that. This makes the game look nice and sharp and clean. That's what we want with our game. We want to be able to see everything very nicely, very sharp, very clean. That's going to do that. Now for our details and textures here, we have our on-demand texture streaming, which I have on optimize, and the cache size at large. Now, I don't know if this is like storage for the game on your console or if it's like involving internet, but I definitely think it does help with the quality on consoles. So if you do have this on, I don't know if this is just a PlayStation 5 thing. I don't know if it's on PS4. I don't know if it's on Xbox or their older Xbox. I don't even think it's on PC, which I don't really think they need that because they have graphics cards. But these right here definitely does make the game a lot better. And I've seen it in comments, you know, in my gameplay especially. For me being on console, the quality is really nice. I even think so. So I think this is a big part when it comes to having nice quality on console. I'm not too sure, but if you want to copy these down, make sure to do that. Now for my view settings here in our graphic settings, my field of view FOV is at 115. Don't go any higher than 115. Your human eye, your eyeballs are not going to be able to tell the difference between 120 and 115. And also I have heard maxing out at 120 can cause some delays. So we don't want to risk anything here. So we're going to keep it at 115. ADS field of view, weapon field of view, we're going to have on affected and wide. Affected is going to do when you're aiming down sights with your weapon, your camera moves in with independent, so we don't want that. Affected is going to, when you aim down sights, it's not going to zoom in. So if there's any recoil on a weapon, any visual recoil on a weapon, which, you know, not too many weapons are bad anymore after they did that visual recoil tunes, but if any weapon really has more recoil on the weapon, it isn't going to be as bad. So with the camera's not zooming in, it does help with weapons that have a lot of recoil and everything. So make sure to have this on affected. Same with wide. We want our weapon to look smaller, so we have it on wide. So again, if any weapon has any recoil, a lot of recoil, or any visual recoil, it's definitely more calm, so it's not going to look like it has as much recoil or visual recoil or anything. So make sure to have these on affected and wide. I think these are very important as well. And then for our final thing here, we have our camera, which I only play first-person camera movement. So, of course, you know, I'm always in first-person camera. This is going to allow, like, the camera shaking everything not to be as bad. So we're going to put this at 50%. And I don't really know exactly what this does too much. All I've known, I've seen movement people like Shotzi, you know, people that in the competitive scene, Warzone, that do the movement videos. They said put this at 50. So I just copied this down. So I have, you know, there's no questions to that. Now for my audio, I mean, nothing crazy I want to talk about. Audio mix really is the main thing, and we have our headphone bass boost. This is going to allow your headset to be a lot more louder, so you're going to be able to hear footsteps a little bit more cleaner. You're going to be able to tell if they're above you, beside you, underneath you, and everything. Headphone bass boost is definitely the one that you're going to want to run, especially if you're running headsets or earbuds in your ear. You want to be able to hear more clear, so headphone bass boost is the go-to. And a lot of people like to ask, how do I get my hit markers to sound like that? I am using the classic under the hit marker preset. So if you want the Black Ops 4 old school hit markers, put this on classic. And then we're going to our interface settings. We don't need to go anything over global or readability. We're just going to go to our gameplay HUD here. And the first thing I want to talk about is going to be our mini map shape. We want to have this on square. You do see more of a square than you do a circle. So you want to have your mini map shape as square. Rotation of the mini map, we want to have this on. Radar, I have off. I believe what this does, if you have it on, you can toggle your radar on and off. I don't like that, so this is off, and I think this is default. Compass type, we want to have on horizontal. Now, with the amount of people using counter UAVs now and the jammers and everything, having on horizontal, if you can't see your mini map and see where people are shooting, your compass is going to tell you that. They're going to tell you if they're east of you, northwest, northeast, 200 degrees one way or the other. Horizontal on the compass type is kind of cool, not gonna lie, especially if people are using jammers and they counter UAVs. The player names I have on full name. I've said this in all my settings videos as well. If someone has a long name, like a super long name, and especially running a clan tag, you're at a disadvantage. Sometimes in the games, you can see through walls, you can see their names pop up through walls, doors, smoke screens, and everything, through like helicopters. I mean, just everything. Sometimes you do see that. So if you do have a long name and their name pops up, you're at an extremely bad disadvantage. So I like to have it on full name when I'm in my gunfights and everything, just to see everything. Crosshairs, this is probably the most important thing in this video. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people have the problem with centering, and I can't really teach you how to have better centering, but I can tell you in the settings, this is probably the best way that I can tell you to get better with centering. We want to have the crosshairs, we want to have on, of course. The dot on our crosshairs, we want to have on. So the dot is going to show you the middle of the screen. Wherever you're aiming at, you see that little small dot, that is the center of the screen. The dot scale, we want to have it on the largest. We want to be able to see that small little dot in the middle of the screen. Again, that is going to show you the very center of your screen. It's going to show you the middle of what you're doing, no matter where you're aiming at and everything. Wherever that dot is the middle of your screen. So that's how you can learn and start learning how to have that centering. Our crosshair spreads, I like to have this on. A lot of people don't. Some people do, some people don't. Personally, for me, I like to have the crosshair spread on. The opacity of our crosshairs, we want to have on. We want to be able to see it, so of course, we want to keep it at 100. And then we have our crosshair dots. The color, I have it at white. Some people change it to yellow. I've seen a teal. I've seen blue. Change it to whatever you really like. It really doesn't matter. I just keep it at white, just keep it at default. But in my opinion here, these are the best controller settings after the Season 2 update here in Black Ops 6. So go ahead and copy these settings down. Let me know if it takes you a little bit, which I'm sure it might get some time to get used to, but go ahead and copy them down. Let me know in the comments what stuff that you changed. Did it make you a better player? Did you drop any good games, get close to nukes, increase your KD, or if you even dropped any nukes, let me know in the comments. But guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope these settings help, and I'll see you on the next one.